Okay, everybody, well, welcome back. If you're with me, it's Friday. We've made it to the epic conclusion of this Bible study that we've been in all week long. And frankly, it's been exciting to me to bring these scriptures to you as we're talking about this idea of overcoming fear. I think it's a very timely discussion, right? There are so many unknowns that we're living with in our lives right now around this pandemic that can affect everything from our physical health to our summer plans, right down to our financial futures. And one of the things that I really wanted you to understand through the course of this week is that you can overcome fear. But to do that, you have to surrender your life to God. Every day, I've made an intentional point to keep stripping away the excuses that we all make as to why we could never overcome fear. And I've done that because someone who struggles with fear can tell you every reason why they have to stay afraid. Every reason why they could never, ever get to a place where they could overcome that fear in their life. That's what fear does. It gives you all the rationale as to why you never have to listen to the advice of someone trying to tell you that you can overcome fear. And you need to understand that overcoming fear isn't a personality thing. It isn't about your circumstances, which you think are so much worse than everybody else's around you. It isn't about your level of intelligence, and it's not about the talents or skill sets that God has given or not given you. The key to overcoming fear is turning to God and surrendering your life to Him. We've been building out of this one phrase from the life of David, where we see this in 1 Samuel 30, verse 6. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. See, that's it. The key to overcoming fear is surrendering your life to God. It's seeking God first. It's coming to Jesus to find peace. It's taking all of that stress and worry to Him, as Paul told us that we could do to discover this peace that doesn't even make sense. It's going to God, who is love, who casts out all fear. This is exactly why David could press on in the face of horrific moments and scary things and countless different moments of fear that he faced in his life, because David strengthened himself in the Lord. And you and I can too. So I'm hoping that through this week, you've been engaging these scriptures with me and that you've been answering the questions that I've been asking you and taking time to slowly reflect on these things, thinking through them as your day has gone on. And hopefully it's bringing these scriptures to life for you. See, it's something for me that's been a big deal, especially the book of Psalms. And I've been telling you all week long that, frankly, I haven't been able to get out of them. And one of the things that's meant a lot to me has been reading a psalm and then honing down to one specific sentence and just hanging out there. And I got to tell you that I've had a few moments during this pandemic where I've been like, whew, I hope things are okay. And my emotions have gone up and down too. And there's one particular sentence that really has just grabbed my heart. And it's one that I've come back to time and time again. I actually shared this with our team last week and continue to come back to it because in this one sentence, I hope it penetrates your heart. I hope it brings peace into your minds and into your soul. And I think in this sentence, we can find a level of peace to live our lives, even in all the crazy and the unknowns that are going on today, that I just don't think we find anywhere else in life. So we're just going to read this sentence and we're going to talk about it a little bit. And remember, we're trying to overcome fear of the future and worrying about tomorrow. Here's the sentence. Psalm 115, verse 3. Our God is in the heavens and He does as He wishes. Our God is in the heavens and He does as He wishes. Now, Sam, see, you don't understand. Our government is trying to use this pandemic to... Hey, let's stop. Let's read it again. Psalm 115:3, our God is in the heavens, and He does as He wishes. See, Sam, if you only understood my circumstances, you see, I can't have peace in my life because my mother-in-law, and she said this, and then this. Okay, let's stop. Let's read it again. Our God is in the heavens, and He does as He wishes. Okay, Sam, see, I get what you're doing here. I can kind of see it now. But see, what you don't get is if this pandemic never ends and there's no vaccine and my children can't go back to the school in the fall, I'm just going to go. Let's read it again. Our God is in the heavens, and he does as he wishes. Okay, Sam, I get it, but you're a little simple-minded here. I see what you're trying to do, but I haven't seen anybody other than my immediate family in like 2 months, and I'm a people person. Hey, let's read it again. Our God is in the heavens, and he does as he wishes. So how does that sentence hit your heart? If you haven't stopped the videos that I've been doing with you all week by now, and you're still with me, I'd like you to do something here. I'd like you to take this one verse and write it down. I'd like you to grab the image off of social media and make it the wallpaper of your phone. I'd like you to read this sentence over and over again. And every time fear hits your life, every time you feel overwhelmed, every time someone asks you another question about what happens if this happens next or that, I want you to take a deep breath and read it again. Our God is in the heavens, and he does as he wishes. Now I'd like to ask you some questions about today's passage or verse, right? So again, take some time and reflect on these questions. Number one, what can you take from this sentence as you walk through fear and difficulty in your own life? Number two, what does that mean to you, especially in the times we're living in right now with this global pandemic on our hands? What does this sentence mean to you? Number three, when you read that slow, when you take a deep breath and read that, what does your heart say to you when you read that sentence? Number four, how could this truth change your life moving forward? And my last question is this. Have you noticed or picked up on the theme in all the verses that we've studied this week yet? And if you have, what is it? Or what theme did you pick up on for your own personal walk with God? So before we move out of this moment, I'd like you to take some time and pray. Talk to your Heavenly Father about what we've read, what we're talking about, and ask him what it looks like to turn everything over to him and to find strength in him. Listen, you can overcome fear and doubt and worry in your life, and it will happen as you strengthen yourself in the Lord. So continue to look at your life. Continue to examine this and feel your emotions in this and ask yourself what you turn to when the intensity of life is hitting, when that fear comes, because you're turning to something, and it needs to be God. If it isn't God, you need to push in on that more and more and begin to strengthen yourself on him, or you will always have a reason to not walk in the kind of peace and strength and joy that you could have when you live a life fully surrendered to him. We'll see you next week.